Hey, welcome in everybody. How you guys doing? Just wanted to do this little twin flame reading today for the collective. This week I'm going to be doing individual zodiac readings about twin flame. The series is going to be called Twin Flame, Soulmate, or Karmic. So you're going to check out your moon, rising, or Venus sign. This is really kind of a weekly reading, a general reading, messages that want to come through for anybody who found this title, whatever I title it, interesting. So if you resonate with that title, check this out. I'm also going to do an extended for this. If this reading really resonates for you, I'm going to go deeper into the reading in the extended. And like I said, starting on, I haven't decided, Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to do a full round of zodiac focused on twin flame, soulmate, or karmic. That's going to happen this week. If you were on my live last week, the members live, I talked about the different kinds of twin flames. And there's probably more than what I'm listing, but I'll put a little link to a video where you can get more information about the different kinds of twin flames. I'll just make a little video just so you know if you weren't on that live, okay? All right, so let's see where we're going. I'm going to use two different decks. One's the Divine Feminine, one's the Divine Masculine. I'm going to get a card from this deck for the Divine Feminine right now, one from the Divine Masculine. You'll see. I'll take you through it. All right, so grounding, this is Divine Feminine, passion and pleasure. Mystic Healer, Divine Masculine. Crossing bridges. Okay, so now let's look at the Divine Feminine. Grounding and passion and pleasure. One of the things that Divine Feminine is learning is about standing still and really embracing the feminine energy. I feel like the feminine has done a really good job recently of embracing their masculine. Okay, and this is more masculine energy. This is Mars energy. So this is like earth and fire energy. The masculine has air and water energy, the mystic healer and the crossing bridges. So that's kind of interesting. The masculine is stepping into their feminine power, is also stepping into becoming a healer, releasing, connecting, mending, healing. That's what the masculine is doing right now. The eclipse that we just had, the full moon in Sagittarius, that lunar eclipse, and then in June 10th, we are having a solar eclipse in Gemini, the new moon. That is the other end of the tunnel. So that's what the the eclipses are. It's kind of like a tunnel, right? And actually, it's like a bridge. So you've stepped onto the bridge with the full moon in Sagittarius, and you're going to exit the bridge with the new moon in Gemini, moving over to a totally different country, a totally different life, a totally different place. So that's Divine Masculine energy. If you're watching and you are a monadic twin flame, which we'll talk about in that other video, these things are happening within you. These things are inside you. If you are a split twin flame, then it's about bringing these two together. It's about bringing these two together. Earth and fire here for the feminine, air and water for the masculine. So let me do I'll put together a little reading here for the feminine energy. Feminine energy, Hermit, Five of Cups, Page of Swords, High Priestess, Tower, Three of Cups, beautiful energy there. All right, and now for the masculine, I'll take you through this. I'll take you through this in a second. The Hermit and the High Priestess jump out at me here. Also for the feminine, the Tower energy showing up, masculine. Queen of Pentacles. Look at that. They're the very feminine energy here. Chariot underneath, Ten of Swords. Four of Swords, Moon, Magician. Let's use a different deck and get one for the connection. The connection, Temperance. Oh, that's the Sagittarian energy. So remember what I said to you about this energy of the Sagittarius lunar full moon, the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius that we just went through. This is about bringing you together. So the feminine is really embracing her earth energy, embracing fire and passion more. The masculine is embracing their healer, embracing their ability to release and let go of old situations. The feminine here is showing up as the hermit. So I feel like the feminine feels like they've been alone for a while. They're still a little bit focused on the past. Okay, the feminine's a little bit focused on the past, but I feel like it's about learning about the past. Okay, you're really wanting to learn from the situation, not wanting to go back there, but just like, okay, now I'm in enough of a learning space. Sagittarius is about higher learning. It's about understanding belief systems, things like that. So when we say belief system, sometimes we can put it outside of us, like it's, a religion or a political party, or it's this or it's that. We also have belief systems inside us. And some of them may be unconscious, and some of them, just driving your life in an unconscious way. I feel like the past connection being broken, being lost, had to do with a belief system that was embraced by the feminine and rejected by the masculine, or vice versa. Okay, there is a message coming in, Page of Swords. I feel like the masculine is done with an old situation because they're starting to take better care of themselves. Queen of Pentacles here, Chariot, there's Cancerian energy. They are done with something that was toxic for them, absolutely done with that. Now, the feminine is getting a lot of downloads here, all right? The feminine energy is getting a lot of downloads about what's going on with their masculine, okay, about what's happening. And this is like kind of the Hermit and High Priestess, very much keeping into the internal. The masculine is much more external here, Chariot and Magician, about doing, about taking action. All right, so they're not completely moving into the air and water. They're not completely moving into the feminine. But now that they've embraced the feminine, they can move forward in a balanced way. That's what the Chariot's all about. Okay, they can move forward in a balanced way. I feel like they're healing their fears. The masculine is healing their fears. And that is something that has been a long time coming. So the last card here for the masculine, Six of Wands. The last card here for the feminine, Ace of Wands. Beautiful. A lot more passion and pleasure here for the feminine. I'm going to clarify this Tower. I do feel like it can be just a sudden message coming through for them, whether it's from the masculine or from the higher self. Okay? It's a happy thing, though. There's the Temperance card again. World, love, two of Wands and Nine of Wands. Or sorry, Two of Cups and Nine of Wands. This is about a new kind of love. A new way of doing love, a new way of experiencing love. I feel like the feminine has learned a lot of lessons from the past and is very different. Not that is like, the feminine had to change in order for this to happen. That's not real. That's not really what I'm talking about. In the collective, we're talking about a mirror, a relationship that is a mirror. So any kind of past situations that were being held up to the feminine that caused anxiety, stress, unhappiness, whatever. Now the feminine is embracing those as lessons and rising them to the level of wisdom. The masculine is seeing that what was in the way of things, needing to embrace their healing nature, needing to leave behind situations, crossing bridges that were toxic for them. They're kind of embracing the things that they were most afraid of. Before they were running away. The masculine was running away. Now, again, this is like rising to the level of wisdom. So anything that had been as part of the runner chaser, as part of any of that kind of nonsense, all right, I feel like the feminine is embracing the thing that they most ran away from. The masculine is embracing the thing they most ran away from. When you do that, when you embrace the things that have kept you separate, that's when victory can happen. So Six of Wands and the Ace of Wands here. You're like, you're in like the lovely combination of energy that is being embraced. Things are being released that need to be released. The feminine may have some kind of Tower moment here. What it really is about, though, it's about bringing together their ideas, their thoughts, their philosophies around relationship in general, learning from the past mistakes, celebrating, being joyful that love is showing up, knowing what those past mistakes were, knowing what the feminine's responsibility, what the feminine's, hey, this was my bad, or hey, this was me, or hey, this was my thinking, just looking at it very clearly, not judging, not saying this is you, this is me, this is not me, this is not you, not doing any of those things. This is really about, okay, well, what of those, like getting curious, like what of those lessons are going to bring love? What are those lessons that have pushed away love in the past? How can I learn? How can I, radical acceptance of my own humanity, of my own nature, and how I'm being? How can I raise this to the level of wisdom? Okay, I feel like the message is that I'm done with the old thinking. Okay, I feel like that's the message here. Let me ask about this Page of Swords. Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Page of Cups. So the Page of Swords is about the message from the masculine that is, okay, I'm done with this old thing. And the response from the feminine is, I feel self-confident. I'm able to have conversations. I'm not blocking anyone. I'm allowing the conversations because now I'm wiser. Now I can have, what it's like to, be kind of a kid on the playground and you have these little fights about things. When you're in high school, you would have like a different perspective on that. You'd be like, okay, well, why don't you just take it for now and I'll take it later? Why don't we do this? Why don't we compromise? Why don't we play a different game? There's just like like the universe is opened up here and there's a bigger conversation that can happen. Now that the feminine is much more grounded in wisdom, the feminine has also worked on her money. And I mean that not necessarily in that it has to do always with just dollars and cents or euros or whatever it is. It's not really that. It's more about my value, right? The Nine of Pentacles, the masculine has always known their value, okay? The feminine has learned their value because that is a societal thing that we're learning as feminines about our value and standing up for ourselves and doing things like that. So in terms of females, right, but also the divine feminine is exhibiting more of that because now it's become wisdom. These things that they've learned in this connection and from past situations in general now create a new template, a new timeline, a new way to get back together here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The moon, yes, the Gemini, and this is the 5 tower. So the timing cards are right now when the new moon, the solar eclipse is happening in Gemini. That's the time for manifesting change. All right. So that's really what's going on. I'm going to continue and go a little deeper. If any of you are dealing with Virgo, Cancer, Sag, those 3, Virgo, Cancer, Sag, big time Sag energy here. If any of you are dealing with those signs, or if that is your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, you might want to hang out and see what comes of that. I'll take some cards around those signs, okay? Okay. All right. If you want to continue on, the link is below.